Hello, I'm the Delta 42, and today I'm going to be talking about another custom that I've done, which is called the Briny Anne. Originally, the Briny Anne started out life as an FX HMS Shannon model. This particular model was my first attempt at the HMS Shannon, and frequent watchers and subscribers will remember it as the model that had been pre-painted and had some pieces missing. So basically it was second hand. And even then it was fragile. This model, as well as my first Golden Hind, was involved in an accident that has previously been mentioned on this channel. Basically, long story short, they were knocked off, broke, and I turned one into the Black Pearl. Unlike the masts for that model, this one's masts quite literally shattered. With the masts unsalvageable, I had to improvise. And I did that using a couple of wooden bamboo skewers. And they're actually surprisingly resilient. As for the model itself, I started off repainting the hull and deck. I used a dark brown for the bottom of the hull, and I used the same colour for the deck, and I used a more orangey brown for the upper half of the hull. I took the wooden skewers that I just mentioned and measured them so that they were big enough for there to be enough room for the sails. I painted them in dark brown as the deck, and I used the sails from my broken Golden Hind. I painted those sails so that the beams were the same colour, I love the dark brown, as the deck and masts, and I painted the canvases canvas colour, which is the same colour that comes with the FX starter kits today. I then painted the mizzen sail that was originally from this model to match the rest of the sails. I had the pointed ends of the skewers off to the side, and the longer of the two became the mizzen mast, while the shorter became the bowsprit. I had the sail for the bowsprit from the Golden Hind lying around looking a bit pathetic, so I painted it to match the rest of the sails and worked on gluing the sails to the masts. I had to leave it a good 2 hours or so before I could move them without having to worry about the sails falling off. And the only one that I didn't have that problem with was the foremast, which I was able to get to stand without attaching anything to the base of it, so I was able to place some blue tack on the corners of the bow sail so they wouldn't fall all over while the glue was drying, and then I just added some blobs of glue. Once the glue was dry, I wrapped some blue tack around the bases of the main and mizzen masts and put a drop of glue into the holes. Once the masts were in the holes, I painted over the blue tack and covered up any blemishes and scuff marks that had occurred while I was attaching various bits and pieces. This kit bash, if it can actually be called that, is a bit more original, as I had to work around the broken masts, and quite frankly I think I actually did a fairly good job of that in actually finding replacements for them. fitting all the bits were tricky at times, considering the fact that I technically don't have a proper workspace and it's just my desk, which is looking a bit grubby. But it was worth it in the end. I'm rather pleased on how it looks, as it doesn't look too ridiculous when next to my other models. The Briny Anne is the second kit bash or / customization that I've named after a family member. The first one will be covered in another video, and I have 2 more planned. But when next to my other models, it practically blends in, and I'm actually really proud of it. And I know what you're probably going to be thinking, that's a bit arrogant and you're tooting your own horn, but I'm actually rather impressed. So that's that. And I have a fair few other customizations planned, however, well, those are for another time, aren't they? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you want to see more videos from me, subscribe. It's free and it will help motivate me to create more content. If you want to see my other work, click the link in the description to view a full playlist of videos. Again, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and if you really feel like it, leave a comment. Goodbye, and have a good day.